Natalie has found Tiberius's first food.
Don't like that, huh?
A little overwhelming.
Okay.
Well, it's that time again.
Morning.
And it's that place again.
Kyle family vlog.
And we are on our way to Utah.
He's lying.
Because of the way yesterday went, we actually didn't work at all. And there's a job we have to get done. Really small, 20-minute job. So we're running out to do that because the car still has its stuff setting this morning. So we have a couple hours before we can go still. So we're gonna get this done. By the time it's done, we should be able to just run out and like pay rent. And then the car should basically be ready to go. So we're gonna get it packed and be on our way.
Find out. Will Ruby make it across town?
Yeah. We're gonna switch cars before we go pay rent and make sure Ruby can drive all the way across town and pay rent and make it back. And if she can, then we think she's probably okay enough to drive. But if not, then we're just gonna probably rent a car and be sad that we have to spend more money, but that's life, you know?
I'm just glad that we have that option.
Yep.
Okay, so we finished that really fast job down at the office, and now we are at Walmart because
we have to get a couple other things, but we have to get Tibs something to eat. Tibs is 6 months old today. So,
look at it. Oh,
this guy is going to get avocado and a tiny bit of juice with some water. Happy.
Okay.
Avocados. Avocados! Oh, that one's hard. That one's not bad.
A lot of these are.
A lot of these are really hard. Natalie has found Tiberius's first food.
Oh, hey Tibs. Okay, eat it. Just kidding. Here, but you can hold it though. Wanna hold it?
This time, now that I know that it's there, we're gonna try and make sure we check out and pay for this thing that Tibs is holding. Alright, so Nat has Tibs. She just left me at home with that stuff to bring inside. And then I am going to be doing the last put together stuff on the car. So by the time she gets back, it should be in the cooling phase, and I should have this stuff in the back of it. We're pretty much packed and ready to go. We're about to leave. Say a little prayer that the car works. That you're gonna find out in like 2 minutes if the car decides to get us there or not. The car is basically packed. I have cleaned. We're almost about to go, but there's one last festivity. This be the avocado. This be the boy. Oh, cutie boy.
It's framed. Okay. Tibs.
There's just a little bit here for him.
There's like a few drops of
There's
juice.
like 3 drops of juice. It's mostly water.
It's just to flavor it. Tibs.
Tibs, can I have this?
Let's take your chupa out.
Thank you.
Look. Hey, you wanna take this? You wanna take it? Oh, slimy.
Should have put a bib on him.
Oh.
My gut instinct is to put everything in my mouth except this. How is it?
He's gumming it.
What a messy little baby.
You are gonna be so filthy from now on. I don't think he's swallowed any of it yet.
Oh, I doubt he will. We are doing baby-led weaning, which at first is more about them discovering things like textures and things like that. There is a lot of, you don't do mush, you do a lot of actually giving them food and then staying with them and making sure they don't choke on it as they figure out how to take care of really soft stuff. There you go, you got the end in. You're a mess, baby.
Does that taste different? Yeah? Is that good? Is that funny?
I think you actually swallowed that last little bit.
Yeah, you did. Is that weird? Don't like that,
A
huh?
little overwhelming.
Okay. You don't like it very much.
Not a big fan of the avocado there, buddy?
Wiped. He's like trying to spit it out.
I don't think he likes avocado. I'm actually not terribly surprised. I didn't like avocado until I was older. So
That's one of the first things that every time we looked up baby-led weaning though, they said avocado, avocado, avocado.
there are other things to try, of course, but avocado looks like a good start. He's not terribly interested in it. He had this in his mouth just a second ago. He seems to like the water with the 3 drops of juice a little bit. We're not going to give him very much, just a little sip to help wash the avocado down.
Yeah, you can do it. I've seen you play with a much larger bottle than that.
Oh yeah, you got it. Before we started, Natty was almost crying. She was like, oh, he's not going to want the boob anymore. She loves her bonding time with her baby.
Yeah. It's different for the mom, I think. It's bittersweet, huh, Tibs?
I mean, it's nice for me. Maybe I'll actually be able to feed him every now and again. I swear that's the reason Natalie didn't like pumping. She's like, I'm not going to share this with anybody.
Or it's because pumping sucks.
Kind of want to give him a few more minutes to play with it, but we also need to go soon.
So how's it going, Admiral?
Admiral Tibs.
Now that you've slid it around all over?
He's taken a couple more bites and tried the water a little more. Just a bit.
It's funny because he picks up the avocado slice and then he like tries to get a good grip, right? And he grips it so hard that it goes, whing! It like slides out because it's slippery. So that's happened like 3 times now.
We had a couple quick errands to go do, and it looks like she is holding a steady temperature. Her check engine light is on, but her check engine light is always on. And we're going to stop and pay rent. We remembered to do that. It's always good to pay rent before you go out of town for a week. We don't want to come back and be kicked out of our apartment. So yeah, we're on our way to pay rent, but we have left. The car is packed. The dog is packed. The baby is sleeping. We just skipped this. This goes from the top of Colorado Springs all the way down to Cimarron, which is the exit that we take to Manitou. Look at that. Glad we're not going that way. Also glad we looked at the map, saw where the traffic was heavy and got on here, because even this side of the road is having problems back behind us, but we skipped that. We're getting better at this thing.
So sometimes we do slightly ghetto things and then sometimes we do like super ghetto things. Sean did something super ghetto for us today. What did you do, Sean?
Well, the reason that we take the other car on most things is the air conditioner is working. This air conditioner doesn't work. We haven't been able to figure it out. I'm still working on that. So, to keep us cool, we have this fan, which actually is doing the best just like that. It's plugged in down here. And in the back seat, they're actually quite cool. And then that cooler is filled with frozen stuff, so it's doing a decent job. I still get a little warm when we're sitting in the sun up in the front, but Tibs and the
cuddling frozen bottles.
yeah, we just both grabbed the frozen bottle, and you know, it all works. Tibs and the dog are fine. It's really not too hot in here. It's like annoying hot, so. But even though it hasn't all worked out the way I wanted, the car seems like it's doing okay. Knock on wood. And I mean, it's doable. We are going to come back. We've looked at a couple trucks. We're going to come back. That's one of our next big goals. We got to upgrade to a truck. We're probably going to get rid of both these cars, but hopefully do that. I might bump that even before getting the new computer thing, because I'm really tired of the car problems that we're dealing with right now. So we'll see what happens. We'll let you know. You'll be in on the loop. Well, we got out of town and we gave her a little bit of time to just see how she was running. There weren't any real problems when we stopped and popped the hood. there was definitely a bit of antifreeze. It wasn't huge, but since we had a pretty big leak, I feel a little bit uncomfortable, like if there's a little leak, it'll probably get bigger again. So we're gonna head back. Today has been a little frustrating. We're not very far away, so it's not a huge deal. And I just looked up some Priceline rental cars. We're just gonna do that in the morning. We're gonna go back. We're gonna get a good night's sleep, get up bright and early, pick up a rental car and head out. And I think that that's just safer. Honestly, renting a rental car is cheaper than paying for fixing a car out in the middle of nowhere that you then have to tow and get the part and everything like that. Make it easier, and then we don't have to carry this stuff and some other stuff like that. I don't have an air conditioner that works. Gonna get up bright and early and just go, right? How do you feel about that?
It's a little frustrating, but it's better for Tibs. It's better for us.
It's a little frustrating because if this had happened one day earlier, we would have been able to just order the radiator for the car, and it's less than 50 bucks. Like, it's not a huge deal, and then just fix it and go. But because it happened one day later, we don't have time to wait for the radiator. Actually, now that I say that, if we had ordered it when that had happened, we would have gotten it tomorrow. I probably could have gotten up in the morning, picked it up, fixed it, and we would have still been on our way with this car, but it's a little too rushed at the last minute. Too many things. Both cars decided to have coolant problems at the last minute, so gonna roll with the punches. Honestly, we're not spending any more right now doing this than we had originally planned on, since we didn't get a hotel and are just staying with my parents. It's just the hotel money is going to a rental car instead. I feel a lot more comfortable, honestly, with that. So
right, don't have to pack. You know,
we have all of our tools in the trunk. You know,
yeah,
don't have to do that with a rental car.
Packing a lot of extra crap because our cars are crap, and you always have to say what if, what if, what if, and it's really getting old.
We spent some time on Craigslist yesterday and found several trucks that were within our price range that, from the description, we haven't talked to anybody, but from the description, they run well. So it may take us a month or two, but we're pretty tired of these car problems. We're just going to go get spend the next month or two, get it working and finding a truck that we like, and probably sell both of these vehicles and just be done with it. That's what I think is going to happen. These cars have been great for years. We've been doing, you know, one repair every quarter on them or something like that, and it's not usually that bad. We've had one or two that have been expensive, but it's usually okay. It's just time intensive. But with as much traveling as we do, we need something that's reliable, and unfortunately over the past year, both of these cars have gotten to the point where we replace something every month. So yeah, we do too much traveling and too much work to be able, plus we have a baby in the back, and that's the biggest thing, is I'm not really willing to be in the middle of a road trip and have it 102 degrees outside and have the car break and have him stuck back there. So time to do something else.
When it's just me and Sean, we think about things differently. We're like a little more okay with risk, but with Tibs, we don't feel like it's fair to him.
Yep. I've said the same thing like 5 times now. I'll stop. I'm sorry. Get it. Yeah, bring me your ball, Hecky.
Is that dog so funny?
Here. Good job. Good job. We need to take him back to the zoo when we get back.
Right?
Give. Good job. We have been back and forth about how we are going to solve this. The problem is each of the fixes really isn't that expensive. We have the money for it. The radiator for the one car, I think we found it online for less than 50, and radiators aren't that hard to change, but there's the time problem of we need to be at a CVX live on Thursday, and it wouldn't get here till Friday. This car, heater core is a pain in the butt to replace. It's one of the most difficult, like, non deep engine things to replace in my point of view, but it's only like $70. It's just, I need a couple days to fix it. We don't have that much time. We've talked about renting a car, but we got rid of our credit card, which makes it more difficult, though we might be able to find some place that does it off of a debit card, but then we have to jump through the hoops. So after talking, and finally was like, okay, what's the simplest solution? And I just came back to what was actually, I think, one of my very first original ideas is I am just going to tie off the heater core in this car. Not really something that I had wanted to do because I'm just going to come back and replace the heater core, so then I have to untie it off, which isn't a ton of work. I mean, to tie it off, it literally means you just take a couple hoses out and put them in I think you can use PVC, I'll double check that, but put a PVC pipe to connect them. You're good to go. We won't have a heater, but we don't need a heater. As you can tell, we're sweating a lot. We just need the air conditioner. And this car has the air conditioner, so that's better anyways. And honestly, I can probably do it in less than half an hour. I'm checking the size, make sure I get the right size of PVC. I think we are gonna run to Home Depot tonight and get the joint, and then I'm probably going to replace it when the sun comes up in the morning, and we will be on our way a day late and $1 short. But life goes on. So this car it is, which is the car I would prefer to take. I was really disappointed that I was going to be doing work that I was going to have to undo, but honestly, compared to everything else, it is less work to tie off the heater core and then fix that than it is to do almost any of the other options we have. I considered momentarily looking through junkyards for a radiator for this, but I don't want a junkyard radiator because they're usually in pretty bad shape. That's the exciting, you get to see everything go down. We are having quite the adventure. The timing, it's just the timing. It's like, if this had happened a week ago, it would have been just fine. I would have been able to fix it. If it happened a week from now, I would be able to fix it. But right now, we need to get to CVX. So, we're going to go with the simplest solution. And I actually am happy because it takes less work than everything else, and we'll have the air conditioner, which is a lot better for Tiberius. Well guys, that's it for tonight. I started editing and got it about half done, and Nat took over and just finished, but there is no sign-off clip because we were so tired. So we're back home. Everybody's asleep except for me, and I'm gonna be asleep very soon. And that's it for today. So hopefully when you see tomorrow's vlog, you'll see that we arrived in Salt Lake. We got the stuff to repair it. I did a double check, made sure that what we were doing should work. It should be fine. So, gonna get up bright and early, get that done. And yeah, so check back tomorrow and see how it goes. If you enjoyed today, then consider hitting that subscribe button. Did I say scribe? That scribe button? That subscribe button? And sharing this video with anybody you think might like it, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.
If you liked it, subscribe. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you liked it, comment.